Monday, July 2nd, 2018, Monaco 64, home of alternative economics and contrarian views. So I want to cover the markets this morning. They're quite interesting. There's a headline about a leak on Axios. There's a political magazine or blog talking about how Trump wants to blow up the WTO, or the World Trade Organization. I also want to talk about the art of war and how cheap financial insurance is nowadays. And by that I mean physical gold and silver. This got some silver bars here. Still the best way to protect yourself, and how we should not care about the fiat price of this monetary insurance. Even though, of course, it is frustrating. It will do its job once the system implodes, in my opinion. And I'll talk about Sun Tzu, this book here a little bit, and this postcard I took from the Bank of England. So, this morning the markets have come off quite a bit, the stock markets. It will be a quieter than usual week with the 4th of July holiday. Tomorrow is probably going to be a half day, and then Wednesday markets will be closed in the US, and in Canada there's a holiday as well. I'm not sure. I think it might be today. So WTO, apparently the WTO was built up by the United States back in the 90s. And it's talking about a bill that Trump wants to pass through Congress. And it says here, if passed, the bill entitled United States Fair and Reciprocal Tariff Act would effectively blow up the WTO, an organization that the U.S. helped create back in the 90s by allowing Trump to unilaterally ignore the two most important principles. So what are these two most important principles? One of them is the most favored nation principle, that countries can't set different tariff rates for different countries outside of the free trade agreements, right? Bound tariff rates, tariff ceilings that each WTO country has already agreed to in previous negotiations. So it says here, one of the anonymous source reportedly told Axios, it would be the equivalent of walking away from the WTO and our commitments there without us actually notifying our withdrawal. So that's what's happening. Some people, would argue that headlines don't cause markets to move, that markets move because they do, and sometimes people try to find a reason. I personally think that the system, if there is a crisis, the system implodes, the financial system. The mainstream cover will be that we've gone back and tried to impose trade tariffs, and that's what happened during the Great Depression. We had Smoot-Hawley, and look what happened. They're going to use the same thing, and they're going to blame Trump, that is, for this. I personally don't think that would be the reason. That would just be a scapegoat reason for the powers that be. The reason why the system will implode again is because it's not sustainable. They didn't fix anything after 2008. They actually made it even bigger, the system. They leveraged it even more. They've hidden a lot of stuff in the banking system. And that's why the system can't go on anymore. But this is what you'll be told. It's because of all these, the U.S. going its own way on trade. But anyway, let's look at what the markets are doing then. It's just before 8 a.m., so it's a little earlier today. We've got spot gold at, $1249.50. It's down about $3.80. We've seen a range of $12.55 to $12.47. Silver is back below 16. It's at $15.98, down about 13 cents. The range has been $16.15 and $15.95. So gold and silver are both down. Gold down a third of a percent. Silver down 0.8%. The Dow futures is down 200 points right now at 24,070. or 0.82%. So silver is down as just the same amount as the Dow future. S&P is down 18 or 2/3%. NASDAQ below 7,000 is down 56. It's 69.84. So the dollar has gone up against the major European currencies. The pound is down about 1/4% at 131.80. The euro is down 1/4 as well at 116.53. And the dollar is actually unchanged against the yen, is at 110.67. Oil has come off about 1%. We're back below 73 in WTI. Brent as well is at 78.27. There are some talks about Trump doing a deal with the Saudis. That was denied even by the White House. But the prospect that they're talking about it is kind of put a little dampener on oil. What about all the other stock markets around the world? Well, China A50 is down 5% today. So this talk of WTO hasn't helped, I guess. Hong Kong is down 1.5%. Germany, the DAX is down 168 or more than 1.1%, 1.3%. The FTSE is down 95, 1.2%. Italy is down 1.2%. So everything's red across the board on this talk of the WTO and the US basically saying, you know, we're out. WTO is a big part of the globalist agenda. They use that to like make countries do a lot of things that were not beneficial to them. I read a story years ago that Ecuador was forced to change its financial system and allow Wall Street like financial products, or else you know, the WTO would block them from exporting bananas around the world or to the US. Cryptocurrencies, yeah, they've rebounded the last few days, but they're still, you know, they're still like they rebounded and now they've kind of plateaued out. Bitcoin 6,300, Ethereum 450, EOS trading around $8. So what about Sun Tzu, or Sun Tzu, however you want to call him? So I have got a quote here, notable quotes by Sun Tzu, who was, what does this book say about him? Well, for more than 20, I'll read here. This is for traders and investors, Sun Tzu, Art of War for Traders and Investors. Do I think it's relevant today? Yeah, to some extent. But I think we are at a period where we are at war with the powers that be, that some of this doesn't apply. But what does it say about Sun Tzu? Sun Tzu's 2,500-year-old secrets for winning wars make you a fortune in today's financial markets, ? And it says, for more than 25 years, generals and commanders won tremendous battles against overwhelming odds by following the uncannily effective battle strategies in Sun Tzu's classic treatise, The Art of War, compiled in the 6th century BC from the teachings of Sun Tzu, a Chinese general and philosopher, right? But one of his quotes that I think really applies nowadays for investors, and not only investors, for the general public who are trying to, how can I say, protect their savings from, you know, the enemy. I think the enemy, we can all say, is fiat money, and the way, you know, the central banks, and the governments that allow this fiat money to continue. Sun Tzu says, this is the one I like, and I quote, "If you know the enemy and know yourself, you need not fear the result of 100 battles. If you know yourself but not the enemy, for every victory gained you also suffer a defeat. If you know neither the enemy nor yourself, you succumb in every battle." So what does that mean? Well, that means that we need to act almost like our enemies. We need to know them, and we need to know ourselves, you know what we're doing. And in this context, to me, it means living within your means, trying to get out of the enemy system, but at the same time using tools that we know the enemy uses, even though the enemy comes out in public and never talks about these tools. And by that I mean the gold that they hold, the central bankers. Why would the Bank of England hold all that gold in their vaults still if gold wasn't important in the system? So that's what I'm trying to say. You need the insurance, the physical gold, the physical silver. And as far as this book is concerned, for traders and investors, you might want to look at it. I think there are some people who call the time we're in the time of the vulture. What does that mean? Well, it means that you need to be, how can I say, it's a time where you want to protect your wealth, that you might want to speculate sometime. I think cryptos are a good way to speculate outside the system. But if you're in the system, the fiat money system, in the markets, and you've got accounts with the brokers who have accounts with these big banks that haven't done anything to fix anything, you could be on the side of a winning trade and never get your money back. So that's the time of the vulture. You need to protect yourself. Yeah, it's hard. People want the quick buck in the fiat markets, but I think you need the discipline and to know yourself, know who the enemy is, know that he's been pumping and dumping for 100 years, and this is not going to change, and the dump is coming. It doesn't matter why. You just need to know that it is, and that's the message for the day. So if you enjoyed this video, please like, share it, subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. You can also follow me on DTube, Steemit, and on Twitter, and I'll talk to you later. Take care. Bye.